As I always say, here and I feel like I always kind of slip into politician mode, like Kamala mode. As I always say, here and everywhere. A recent report from the Department of Justice and the FBI has officially stated that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in 2019 and did not possess a client list used for blackmail. And as you can imagine, people are taking it well online.
This hurts us all. Every single one of you out there in the nation, if you're watching, democracy died tonight.
But don't worry, the richest guy in the world is going to save us with his new party for the politically homeless, which is my idea. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. And if your sacred cow is Epstein killing himself, well, you're probably going to hate me. We premiere new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Please join us in the chat. We are always there if we can be. Also, join us on Wednesday for my live online show called Real America. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. You can register to be a member of the virtual audience. There's a link in the description below. This week, we're going to be talking about addiction and recovery. My husband will be joining me. Come on down. We want to see you there. I want to hear from you. I love this topic. I could talk about it every day, all day. But if you want to keep track of everything we do, the best way to do that is to go to Phetasy.com to see all the content we're churning out. You can subscribe to our free newsletter there, and there's a lot of free content as well. All right. Epstein didn't kill himself. That was an old, ironic title that is now true. In this week of all weeks, it came out Sunday night, news dump in the middle of the night. The DOJ and FBI, as I mentioned, released a statement basically saying that the Epstein files are closed. There's no list. The end. I love that Elon said Trump was on the list, and then a week or two later, they're like, sorry, there is no list. Case closed. Nothing to see here, folks. We're going to wrap it up.
Please disperse.
For those of you who don't know, a couple of months ago, there were a lot of influencers that were given these binders that were filled with the names. It was supposed to be just like all these influencers got these binders from the Epstein files, and they came out and they waved them around and they were heavily redacted. And really, no one told us anything new that we didn't know at all. And I was joking back then, in case you were wondering about these Epstein files, the people who are waving these around looking like they just got excited about their new timeshare, I'm guessing, we're probably not going to learn anything about the Epstein files ever. And lo and behold, case closed. Go home, guys.
Let's wrap it up.
We also covered all of these guys who got positions in the White House and in the DOJ and at the FBI. And they came out and said, I've seen the stuff. And there's nothing there. And their audience has turned on them because they were using this idea of the Epstein files to get clicks and money and attention. And then they got into their positions of power and saw the files and came to the determination that it was boring and not a conspiracy at all. Now, a lot of this is chickens coming home to roost. If you're undermining the narrative and then you get power and you learn a lot of stuff that changes your opinion about things, you can ask yourself the question, is there something that would move me in a different direction than what I believe? And then you are presented with that evidence and you moved. This could have happened to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. This might have happened to them. They might have gotten in power. Or you can go the other direction, which is this goes much deeper than we thought. That they were absorbed by the deep state. There's powers much bigger than them, and inevitably someone will probably blame the Jews.
A flock of Jews flies quickly away, as avoiding confrontation is their best chance for survival.
These parties must have been insane that we're on Epstein's island. I've been to some ragers in my time. People destroyed houses, but I've never been to a party so insane that it ruined the United States of America. And it is hard to find anything that challenges the conspiracy narrative now that is Epstein didn't kill himself online. That is kind of the narrative we've all run with. We all go, we know that he actually didn't kill himself. No one really believes that he did kill himself. It's actually challenging to find anything that really counters that narrative, something that's grounded in facts that are provable instead of a counterfactual argument you can't ever prove, which is literally just every argument online now. The denial of the crime is proof of the crime. The absence of proof is proof of evidence. This is just, like I said, in some ways, chickens coming home to roost. Influencers, politicians using influencers took advantage of the moment, and now people don't believe them when they're saying, actually, there's no there.
Sorry.
The alternative argument is that the aristocracy will always protect itself no matter what, and that all these people were absorbed by the deep state, and now they're all lying for the cabal of pedos who run the world. We've talked a lot about how we now think pedos run the world. After the past 10 years, I don't blame anyone for believing that at all. The left labeled all kinds of things conspiracy that absolutely were not, which also opened the door to thinking every conspiracy is true. They labeled things like the Wuhan lab and the old man not having dementia, and truly anything that was very obvious they labeled as a conspiracy, as well as all the Russiagate hoax stuff that they were peddling in order to stir up stuff against their opponents. My default belief is that people are too dumb and too bad at keeping secrets to engage in a huge conspiracy.
On 9/11, we pretended like 4 planes were being hijacked when really we just rerouted them to Pennsylvania, then flew 2 military jets in the World Trade Center filled with more explosives and shot down all the witnesses in Flight 93 with an F-15 after blowing up the Pentagon.
The simplest answer is usually the most likely. I ask myself questions a lot, and there are questions like, what evidence would you have to present to me that would push my certainty in the opposite direction? And then I went down this rabbit hole online. I've been down all the rabbit holes of the people who believe this is a conspiracy. I know the stuff about Mossad and Epstein being an intelligence asset, which I do not rule out, by the way. Anything is possible. But I also have looked at a lot of the civil suits that were filed outside of what we know from the DOJ and the FBI, and in discovery and a lot of this stuff, it came out that of the thousands of people, there were thousands of victims, only a couple said they were trafficked to third parties, and one of them was completely discredited, and the other one, the story just didn't hold up. So there, you would think there would be more of this if it was actually true. And a lot of people are on there and they're like, oh yeah, well, he's in jail for trafficking, and Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail for trafficking. Who were they trafficking? It's like, he was trafficking girls for himself. She was trafficking people for him. I know people, there are pictures with Prince Andrew, all of these other things, but none of that's actually been proven in any court. And is it true that this was all buried? Perhaps, but we don't have evidence of that. And you would think that it would have come out. And now you're telling me that I'm supposed to believe that someone more powerful than Trump and Bondi, the FBI and the DOJ, someone more powerful than all of these people, Biden, when he was in charge, this has been through multiple administrations. Someone more powerful than them is pulling the strings. There is like this cabal of pedos who run the world. And generally where that conspiracy ends up is the Jews, or the Zionists, as people like to say. And so I'm not generally on board with the people who are pushing that, because if you can push that without blaming the Jews, maybe we'll have a discussion, but most people can't. That's kind of where I land on it. I'm not discrediting anyone who believes that it's a conspiracy, that there's some global cabal of people who are in charge of everything. I don't see any evidence of it And that would mean they go above Trump, who's somehow always the most powerful person, but also has no power at all. Like, I don't understand. There's a lot of nonsense about him. You guys, there's not like an Epstein list. I know people are like, no, it's a list of all the people that were compiled, the people that visited. I would have gone to Epstein's Island, guys. Do you know how easy it is to get someone on a private jet? You literally have to be like, hey, want to come on my private jet? And that's pretty much as far as that conversation goes. Then they're on your private jet. Also, I know it's shocking to a lot of people, but rich people, they like private islands and they like private jets and parties with other famous people, and they don't need underage children to be lured to these islands to do this stuff. He was a weird guy for sure, and he was probably one of the greatest con men to ever live. The problem with now is who knows what's real. I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. I just try to find some rational basis for something in whatever I'm believing. I mean, there is an Epstein list, but it probably covers who and who isn't gluten-free.
I had to stop and get my own breakfast because I figured y'all be having donuts, but I'm actually gluten-free, so I can't have donuts, okay?
It's just a list of the dietary restrictions of all the guests who came to the island. I know being a vegan is embarrassing, but do we need to seal the DOJ files? It's just something like, Dershowitz, gotta have bagels and lox for Dershowitz. Don't forget Slick Willie, he loves that fried chicken. He loves a chicken fried steak. Stephen Hawking really likes smoothies and blowjobs by 13-year-olds. We can make that joke because he's dead. Make sure you've got sushi for the magician. I don't know. I just imagine him eating sushi off like a woman that he's going to cut in half. By the way, it's all crazy making. So I'm only here trying to find some rational place to stand in the shifting quicksand that is our reality, which might be a matrix. I'm not even sure that we're not living in a simulation.
The Matrix has attacked me.
The DOJ and all these people said the guards were asleep and the cameras were off. And then they release a tape of the cell and there's a minute missing from it, which is only going to drive people crazy. My conspiracy theory is that they're trying to drive us all insane, actually, that they're going to drive us all mad by making us unsure of what's real, and we're all going to end up in padded cells as energy batteries for the Matrix. It's actually coming. What simple-minded fool thought the Epstein list would be released anyways? I certainly never did. Who's also, people are like, this is what we voted for. I cast my vote for Trump because I want to see the Epstein list. And look, those girls deserve justice. I am not taking away from that. Theoretically, they're getting it because Ghislaine is in prison and this guy went to prison and now he's dead. And unfortunately, they'll never get that justice. I think it's hideous and disgusting, but I also think it's hilarious that anyone believed that this list that was apparently just like labeled pedos in a file somewhere was going to get released. Most Americans, by the way, don't care about the Epstein list. Would you think people were like, yeah, immigration, cost of living, cost of eggs, Epstein list when they showed up to vote for Trump? Like who's suddenly that's like their top priority in voting? No one. If there's anything I know as a truth about America, it's that they don't care about women who have been the victims of sexual assault or men. We just don't care about it. And I'm sorry to end on such a tragically true note, but if there's anything true in this incoherent mishmash of being all over the place that I just gave you, it's that. Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys have spoken. When we hit 100,000, I will do my best Mexican weather report. I've got that booty working for me. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. Guys, you know I'm always thinking about the apocalypse, and when the shit goes down, I want the right boots that I can rely on. That's why I love my BRUNT work boots, not just for the potential apocalypse, but for any tough job or situation I might find myself in. I got the Marin boots, and they are so comfortable right out of the box with no break-in period. Founder Eric Gerard grew up blue-collar and started BRUNT workwear after his friends in the trades kept telling him the big brands hadn't changed in 100 years, or they had sold out to become fashion brands. His buddies encouraged him to start a brand built for them, and that's why all BRUNT products are named after the guys he grew up with, real hardworking tradesmen. I'm going to get my brother a pair of these boots, actually. I think he needs them and would love them. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. BRUNT built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet, because people doing real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. BRUNT was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at BRUNT when you use the code DUMPSTER at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code DUMPSTER, and you're good to go. There's a link in the description below.
Para el resto de las ciudades, bueno, ya es necesario sacar esos abriguitos porque las temperaturas se estarán poniendo más frescas para los próximos días. Tenemos 44 en Palmdale, 54 en Santa Mónica, 51 para Oxnard. Los niveles de humedad permanecen bastante altos y para el día de mañana estaremos contando con nubladito en el día. Después saldrá el solecito agradable, la temperatura en 76 grados. Después
My nemesis is at it again. Elon Musk announced he's starting a new political party in the United States, the America Party. And because he's obsessed with me, he used the term politically homeless in the tweet from the America Party. 80% of America is politically homeless. Yes, Elon. We know! Some of us have been writing about it for like freaking 7 years. Elon said it best. We live in a one-party country. Time for something real. Not left, not right, just America. The America Party. Look, I'm all for this. If he needs someone to advise him, I'm happy to be his PR and advisor and to create messaging that will get people on board. I was on this train for approximately the last decade, but I can't believe that my nemesis is starting a politically homeless party. He knows who I am, guys. He knows who I am. He's a fan of the show.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
This is how people become obsessed with celebrities who don't know who they are. He's talking to me. He's messaging me, guys. This whole American party, it's all about me. He's not even American, but he's calling it the American Party. I'm sorry. No. He decided to call it the American Party because the South African Party didn't poll well. They probably shouldn't use an autistic South African for their branding. I'm just saying, why don't you use someone else, like a man who wears BRUNT boots? He's just trying to establish another cult of personality. This is just Elon's ego party. I would be able to get behind this if it wasn't just petty bitch Elon mad that he fucking flamed out on Twitter and ended his relationship with Trump, and now he's acting like this is just a girl getting hot after she breaks up with a dude. That's all this is. He had a massive flame out. He acted like a teenager. He broke up with his lover online. He said things he can't take back. And now he's like, I'm going to get revenge hot and start an America Party. Take that, Trump. And then Trump finally broke his silence on Elon with a very long post on Truth Social. I do feel like I'm talking about a couple. And then Trump said this, and then Elon said that. I'm saddened to watch Elon go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not designed for them. The only thing third parties are good for is the creation of complete and total disruption and chaos, and we have enough of that with the radical left Democrats who have lost their confidence and their minds. I really do like this guy more and more. He goes on to talk about how his big, beautiful bill eliminated the electrical vehicle mandate and NASA, but I love that this is Trump's breaking point with Elon. creating a third political party. Not all the other shit, not the Epstein shit. This was the bridge too far for Trump. Not calling him a rapist and a pedo. This is him getting revenge hot, guys. This is the thing this is what he's doing. It's working.
He knew it was a button.
Working. He still doesn't even have a nickname for Elon yet, which proves how measured he's being in his response to him.
If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
He still loves him, guys. It isn't serious, gloves off, until Trump's given you a nickname. And it is so weird how fast things are moving. These guys were in the middle of their bromance 3 months ago. As Trump mentioned, it was 5 weeks ago. And then they just flamed out. We're not even halfway through Trump season 5. Do you know that? Not even halfway. As I always say, one headshot per couple. This goes for Trump and Elon. They were just two huge egos that could not occupy the same space at the same time.
Oh my God. This town will not accommodate the numerical totality of our combined mass.
And now they're mortal enemies. And it's sad. I miss the bromance. I miss the love. Elon is looking more and more like Kanye these days. He's 1 or 2 weeks away from going completely woke again. He's going to be like, it's the MAGA mind virus that's infecting this nation. This is just reactionary politics. Even I'm not as reactionary as Elon Musk, and I'm pretty reactionary, but he is getting erratic, and I do hope he has good friends that are holding him close. Here's the thing that none of these influencers and not even Elon Musk understands. Trump is an elected president of the United States. The people chose him, like him or not. He was chosen.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Trump used all of these people. He used Elon, he used all the podcasters, and he sold them the fucking house. And he got it done. It is funny. Did you hear Trump talking about all the podcasters after they turned on him on Iran?
No.
And he called them losers because they didn't have a real TV show. I fucking love this guy so much. The podcasters are getting scoldy and Trump is still funny. Trump is still objectively hilarious as they all get scoldy on this side, as the left has already gotten scoldy. You've got Trump still being hilarious, calling them losers for not having a real TV show. Oh, God. I just love the guy. You all know how much I love this sponsor and my husband's balls. We're just going to cut right to it. He won't wear any other underwear now. He will only wear Sheath. Their patented dual pouch system is revolutionary. It cradles your balls lovingly in their own pouch. And there's a separate pouch for the genitalia. And it keeps everything separate from the legs. So it's not sticky and yucky and ugh. You're nice and comfortable. It's high quality. It can be worn as boxers or briefs. It's moisture wicking. And it keeps everything cool and hydrated. And I mean, separated. It keeps everything cool and separated. They're like, whoa, they're really getting advanced. Everyone who tries his underwear swears they'll never go back. And there's also a women's line, which is amazing. I live in their sports bras. And they've got cute booty shorts, which are also moisture wicking and balance your pH so you stay fresh. They're always releasing new styles and patterns, so go check them out and buy the greatest underwear that's ever graced the balls of man. Sheath underwear, the underwear of legends. Go to Sheath.com and use the promo code DUMPSTER to get 20% off your next order. That's Sheath.com, promo code DUMPSTER for 20% off your entire order. There's a link in the description below. Please support the people who support us.
Phetasy News.
If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of this Dumpster Fire, and we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us right here on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for a new Dumpster Fire. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you, Ben and Kevin. Love you guys. Thank you to Brunt and Sheath for sponsoring today's episodes. Great American brands. Please go get some stuff from them. Thank you to all of you. We love you. We can't do this without you. And thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
I'll prove to you that the gender pay gap does not exist. The reason why men make more is because they choose higher paying jobs like lawyer, doctor, engineer. But women choose lower paying jobs like female lawyer, female doctor, female engineer.
I hope you all had a great 4th. Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. How can we take any of this seriously? Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your dumpster fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can get a motherfucking private jet. Every time I go to the airport, I'm like, oh my God, all I want is a private jet.
That's all.
Have you or a loved one ever struggled with addiction? Are you sober or trying to become sober? What have you found that's helped you along the way? This week on Real America, my husband, Jaron, and I, we met in recovery, we'll be talking about addiction and sobriety. We'll be taking your questions, and we'd love to hear your stories about what's worked for you or hasn't. We're going to be all over. I could talk about this all day long, every day. So join me, Bridget Phetasy, on Real America, Wednesday, July 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be live discussing this. You can register to join the conversation at twoway.tv/BridgetZoom, or you can simply watch the episode at Real America Phetasy on YouTube. See you there.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.